Yo guys, what's up? Another great day in the stock market for a few of the companies out there. Today's general market was kind of like just shaky, flatlined a little, but for a few stocks the reports were really good, earnings were really good, and the prices went up a lot. So one of my positions, Ipgp, it broke out from a very solid flat base pattern where it had consolidated in price between $160 to $120 for like 10 weeks or so, and after that it broke out at like 121 to 123. That was the purchase point. That is when you needed to jump into that stock. And it doesn't matter about earning date. It doesn't, earnings date isn't what is the concern here. That's not what your mentality is. Your mentality should be looking for a solid price structure and then a breakout. So the breakout of the price structure, the solid price structure, the flat base happened like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, or actually maybe it was actually last week. It was last week when the general market broke out on Monday, I believe. That was the purchase date, so I jumped on board that shark boat. I jumped on board that boat, and earnings date came out was today in the morning, and stock price shot up about, I think maximum it hit plus $13, and this is a stock that's worth $120 at the time, or $127 when it broke out again today. So a plus $13 increase is pretty big, pretty significant. I believe it's 8.5%, maybe 9% of the stock's value in one day. So that is a great return on investment for just a couple of weeks being involved with. I have been holding that stock for a while, but at the purchase point I purchased more of it because it was such a solid price structure. So for just a couple weeks, the return on investment is fantastic. And that stock I expect to reach about 20% gain off of $123 breakout point. So I would say at least $146 is the sell point. We'll see how fast it approaches that sell point. If it reaches $146 within a couple weeks, I'm gonna hold on to that puppy. But if it takes about a month or more to get up to that sell point, I'm just gonna take my profits hopefully at that point. I believe in a different video I called this stock. I said that's what I'm going for, that it's looking like it's developing a flat base, and that I'm hoping it's gonna break out around somewhere around the 121s or something, and then go up to like possibly 150. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. So hopefully you guys have been watching the stocks I mentioned, because right now they're working out. This week is all earnings week for a ton of my stocks. Walker & Dunlop WD is tomorrow morning, and that's going to be interesting because that stock had created a good base and had broken out recently as well, similar to Ipgp's breakout day. A lot of stocks create good bases and then break out on similar occasions, and the occasion would be the general market breaking out, right? So that stock did create a good base, and it did break out again at around $43. I missed it and I grabbed it at $43.80. I already was in it, but I grabbed it again at $43.80. I missed the correct breakout point. Regardless though, we'll see what happens. I'm not doing this, I'm not playing earnings. That's not my goal here. My goal is to see good consolidated price structures and then buy them when they're coming out of those structures, and then earnings can or cannot help accelerate the growth of the price. For instance, Amazon, I bought it like a month and a half ago, right? And I didn't think about earnings date whatsoever. It broke out of a solid price structure about a month and a half ago, and then on earnings day it went up. It shot up $35, then came all the way back down, and then ended up with only a plus $6 gain. So my objective is not to play earnings. Please don't ever think that that's what I'm going for. Anyway, but I do hold through earnings when I think that the price structure that they've created is solid. So WD, Walker & Dunlop, I think it's pretty solid. It's shown a few bad signs though, actually, because the general sector for thrifts and mortgages, which is a company that it is a thrift and mortgage company, that general industry has been declining a little bit here. It was doing great before, just along with all financials, it was doing great. But now they're starting to come down. They're starting to be less appetizing relative to the other industries. So relative price strength, that's basically what I'm talking about right now, and that's a super important aspect to whether a stock will perform well. If it's not doing well relative to the market, it is not a stock you want to be in. I wouldn't say it's not doing well relative to the market. I'm just saying it's not doing as well as it was doing relative to itself and the financial industry in previous months. So that's kind of a bad sign, but I don't think it's out for something we shouldn't consider as a good stock pick anymore. As an example, though, of relative price strength and whatnot, the oil industry and consumable gases and whatnot, that industry has been underperforming the market, and that is an industry you should not be getting into until we see good confirmed signs of it coming out of its slump and performing better and better, and then hopefully outperforming the market. So right now, gas and oil companies, I would recommend staying away from them. Other than that, Ipgp, awesome gains today. Walker & Dunlop, hoping earnings will help accelerate the growth and show a positive gain tomorrow. A little skeptical that it will really go up much actually on earnings day. I'm just hoping it's not going to do a crash, but I'm expecting actually Walker & Dunlop to kind of come up in the coming week, even though earnings are tomorrow. Definitely could be wrong here on this. This is trying to guess short term. That's just kind of a feeling I have though. Anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow and the next day. On Wednesday we have Arista Networks and someone else reporting earnings. So those are all going to come out, and we're going to see how the numbers are. We're going to see if I'm rich or poor by the end of the week. So peace.